How's it going, YouTube? Welcome to World History Airlines. Today is Wednesday, April 29th, and it is about 10:30 a.m. on the East Coast. We are headed from Vancouver to Anchorage. This is the second flight of a world tour. This will be a 36-part series. This is flight number two. So we're just well on our way out of North America. We'll be in Anchorage in about 3 hours from now. And yeah, we're sitting here in early morning Vancouver. There is unfortunately no one online right now for ATC or for traffic. We are here in the beautiful Flight Factor 777-300ER in Air Canada's second to latest livery, the toothpaste as it's affectionately known as. So we are here at gate 62, and we have already started our boarding process for passengers, catering, and cargo. Let's go ahead down into the FMC and do a little bit of our flight planning. Let's go ahead and put in CYVR, Vancouver. We are operating as Air Canada 57. Air Canada 57. Please check your boarding pass to make sure that you are on the correct flight. CYVR to Panic 01. Activate. Excellent. Okay. Our performance page. So let's look at our center and gravity load optimization page. Our center of gravity can be brought in more in line here at 25 degrees, which is good. And I believe we have a full flight, ladies and gentlemen. 345 passengers is about what this aircraft can take. I do need to change it a little bit. I think it would be cool to have first class in this cabin, and then business, premium economy, or maybe just all economy. Airlines got to make money. So we need our zero fuel weight of 458.1. 458.1. Oops, nope. I just messed that up. 4581. Just messed that up. There we go. That's better. Our reserves are 7,000 pounds. And let's take a look at 38,000 feet with a cost index of 200. Max altitude. Alright, so we'll do a step climb. That's okay. We'll go up to 360, 200. Alright, takeoff performance calculations. We're at Vancouver. We're departing runway 8 right, and flap optimal. Do our calculation here. A thrust detent of 20% and a select temperature of 57. 20%, 57. So that gives us an N1 of 89.5%. So a healthy climb out of here. Not roaring, not launching out, but a good steady climb. Takeoff performance. Let's do flaps 5. And our center of gravity we just optimized to 25. So our V speeds, let's go over that really quick. V1, 140, VR, 149, V2 165. Go ahead and plug those in, and 165. So I want plus 10, and we are going all the way up to 36,000 feet because there's no one online right now. Set our heading to runway course. APU is on, but it doesn't say it's running. I'm thinking maintenance must be required.
All is secured. Ground personnel may proceed.
All right.
Let's check engines.
We are in need of some equipment.
What can I call for you?
APU oil.
Engine maintenance set.
Will do.
Might take them a few moments. That's the problem right there. No oil for the APU, and that's why it's faulting. So let's go ahead and turn the APU off. Wait for the ground crew to get to the back of the airplane. Probably a call about catering, I guess.
Sir, we are done with the catering process.
Much appreciated.
Nice. Oops. I mean to do that. I meant to do that.
The oil in the engine requires a refill. Will it take long?
10 minutes. Should we fix it, or do you want to fly like this?
Of course.
All right.
All right, cool. Let's actually. Oh, cool. Neat. That's the APU. That is the APU. Yeah, look at it. Man, that thing's huge. Detailed all right. Realistic enough. Jump back in the flight deck. So they're going to work on the APU. Let's go back to our loading page. Still embarking passengers and still taking on cargo. Excellent. My plan was to get out of here at 10:50. It is 10:35 East Coast, so we're making good progress. Let's go ahead and turn fuel pumps on. It is very cold in the cabin. It's 8 degrees Celsius. Unfortunately, the ground service, the air conditioning doesn't heat the aircraft. So, the more you know. Oh, I didn't turn the lights on. My bad, guys. I've been boarding a dark airplane. There we go. All right. While we're sitting here, let's grab the weather. Alright, looking good. Winds out of the east, 2 knots, 20-mile visibility. Few clouds, 1,900. Scattered, 3,000. Broken, 7,000. Temperature 8, dew point 8. Altimeter 3029. 3029. I don't know what the air pressure is where I live. I need to get a barometer for my my back deck. VORs can come on. Flight directors.
Toga.
And let's get
Auto
all
throttle
of
on.
those. Cool. Top outside the aircraft. Just take a look. So the APU hatch just opens. They don't have an animation for actually working on it, I guess. Hopefully in an update, Flight Factor adds these little things to the aircraft to make it nicer. Or they'll just abandon it for 4 years. And never touch it again. Oh, we got a call.
What would you like?
Sir, passengers are on board. We are ready.
Much appreciated.
Great. Welcome aboard, everyone. Welcome aboard. This is Flight 57, Vancouver to Anchorage, Alaska. Flight time will be just under 3 hours. And let's check the weather. See if we should be in for turbulence. Oh, a lot of cloud cover. We're at 3. Let's just put it 370. Bit of clouds, but clear up into Alaska. Very clear. So should be a pretty smooth flight. A few bumps along the way, maybe in the clouds, but that's to be expected. Yeah, we don't do departures here. I forgot. Check the weather in Anchorage. A bit windy. Winds out of the southeast, 9 knots, gusting 16. And it's cold, 39 degrees. That sucks. Right. Ongoing services, cargo, and we're waiting for the APU. Oh, pre-file on the network. Shit, I almost messed up, you guys. I looked at my transponder. I was like, do I do squawk 2000? But I might get a PDC here. Sounds like the cargo's done.
Sir, we are done with the loading process.
Thanks.
Excellent. So, just waiting on that APU. Let's go ahead and turn on the passenger signs. Make sure everyone is seated. Brenda, my lead flight attendant, she can go ahead and make cabin calls.
Listening.
Please feel free to make an announcement now.
Fine.
Fine? Did you hear that attitude? I don't appreciate her. Alright, we're just kind of sitting on our hands. Oh, they're almost done though. And let's see if that fixes the problem.
On the line.
Maintenance task is complete.
Sweet. So let's fire up that APU and see what she does, because if not, I don't know what to do. I was having this problem last night when I loaded the flight. I loaded everything up last night because I was wanting to do this flight last night. It just got too late for me. I started the APU and it faulted too. So I hope it was the engine oil just being too low, but I'm not having much confidence that that's the issue. I mean, is it?
We are in need of some equipment.
No.
Hydraulic replacement equipment.
Should probably replace those oil filters in Anchorage.
Ground? We need some equipment connected. Engine maintenance equipment.
Is there possibly a circuit breaker? I mean, these all fucking work, right? Oh boy, why APU? Why? Comm servers. Anything that says APU. Left engine, landing gear. Okay, this is the right side. That makes sense, right? Engine, landing gear. Emergency lights. Air, ground. Why is the APU not firing? Okay, well, let's think about this.
I would like all doors to be closed now. Ground? We need some equipment connected.
Make your choice.
Air
Not
start
getting out
unit.
of here in 4
Of course,
by the way.
sir.
Okay, so if we get the pneumatic pressure, let's remove everything else and try
Listening?
to start the
Please
left engine.
disconnect the hydraulic fluid replacement unit.
Figure out.
Roger. How can I help you?
Please disconnect the Engine maintenance equipment.
Roger. I am here.
Please disconnect the primary ground power.
On it. Are you trying to kill someone?
Oh yeah, shit. I don't want to do that.
Ground? We need some equipment connected.
Which one?
Primary GPU.
On it.
Okay, so the APU's just shot. We do have pneumatic pressure now, so let's start the left engine. If we can. Oh, the gate would help. Sorry, I'm thinking to myself. We do have a good left engine start. Let's go ahead and start right engine. Might as well. Looking for a rise in oil pressure. Introduce the fuel. Oops. That cone's gonna get sucked in. Little unorthodox here this morning, but that's the fastest way I could think of to get this baby going, to get this world tour flight on underway. We'll figure out the APU in the air. There goes that cone. Sorry. So I think it's a bug. I don't think it's okay, we can get off ground power. Okay, now
All personnel, please clear the area.
All personnel is clear.
Please disconnect and remove all ground equipment.
Already on it.
great. I think we're ready for pushback. So, pushback.
We are ready for pushback.
Please set the brakes.
Brakes are set.
Brakes are set.
It's a bug with the flight factor, is what I just read. That if you have the startup sequence too fast, it will fault out the APU for whatever reason. So that's what I just read, and I'm likely to believe that.
Parking brake, please.
Park brake off.
Parking brake released.
We are starting the pushback.
Vancouver traffic, Air Canada 57 pushing back from the gate. Well, it'll be a shorter pushback. Ready for taxi immediately. So the next load for the aircraft, I won't go as fast. But I do have to remember that when we get on the ground in Anchorage, that we have to connect to ground power before we shut off the engines. But I don't know if we'll do that if we're going to do a replay. I guess it doesn't really matter. Old aircraft, so let's just pretend things went
Sir,
wrong.
set the brakes.
Park brakes
Brakes
set.
are set. Thanks. See you at the hand signals.
Alright, we have two good starts. Let's have Brenda do
Yes, sir.
safety.
Please feel free to make an announcement now.
Sure.
Oh, we're still with ground. Okay, in process.
We are done with the pushback.
Show me the pin.
Pin removed. All clear.
Thank you.
See you next time, sir.
Thank you. Wave off.
Okay, sir. Wave off.
Cabin controls, lighting. Alright, let's do our flight control test. Let me scoot up here. Actually, before we move anywhere, I need to get more coffee. Yes, I know there's a steep descent. Trim needs to be 6. Excellent. Alright, flight controls, full up, full down, full up, full down. Neutral. Full left, full right, full left, full right, neutral. Full left, full right, full left, full right, neutral. No stutters. Excellent. Go ahead and check the ground spoilers. Take a little peek back here. Excellent. Go ahead and disarm those. Auto brakes to RTO. Flight control test is complete. Put you to engines, put you to camera. Let's go ahead and put the flaps down 5. We might get some coffee. Be right back. Right, flaps are down. Let's put on our taxi lights and very briefly look at our taxi plan. Our taxi plan this afternoon, this morning, we're gonna hit up JC, Juliet, Lima, all the way down to Lima 6 for 8 right. JC, my man. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not religious. Okay.
I am all ears.
Captain, we are already here. Safety briefing has been read. Cabin is secured.
Cool. Vancouver traffic. Air Canada 57 taxiing out runway 8 right via Juliet Charlie Lima. No one cares. Who said that? Wait, left? Yeah, hard left down there. Okay, one over here somewhere. Research a little bit about Vancouver on our departure before we mellow out for a cruise, and then we'll learn about Anchorage closer to top of descent. Alright, clear left. Lima is to our right. Left, clear right.
Heading 085. Check.
Go ahead and pause our tunes. Yeah, this next out of Anchorage, when we fly to Yakutsk in Russia, we are gonna have to do some serious maintenance on this aircraft. I'm just gonna do general maintenance, and it takes like half an hour. This is Lima 4. I guess we can take Lima 4. I don't think they actually go all the way down. Maybe they do. I don't know. We gotta make one cabin call before we get on the runway. Alright, park brake on.
Yes?
Oh wait.
Listening.
Get ready, we are taking off.
Gladly.
Thank you, Brenda. Okay, now we can turn down main cabin lights. Ambient lights can come down, and kitchen lights can also come down. Cool. I think we're ready, ladies and gentlemen. Let's look at our departure here really quick. Which way am I going? Go out, bang a left for Uniform Quebec, Quebec. That is our first waypoint, so we're good. Left element, yeah. Vancouver traffic, Air Canada 57 will be departing 8 right, left downwind departure, Vancouver. Park brake off. It's out a little thrust, clear right, clear left. Are we ready for Anchorage?
Approaching 8 right.
That sun is going to be a little challenging.
On runway 8 right.
Alright, let's straighten out here. Hold brakes. I like to hear him. Oh yeah. We ready? Clock. Let's go. Thrust set. Up we go. Gear up. LNAV, VNAV.
LNAV, VNAV speed.
Which I also recently learned that throttle reduction.
Thrust reference.
That you have LNAV and VNAV engaged before takeoff. I didn't know that. Flaps 1. Got trim her out. Flaps clean. Maintain 270. following that line for speed. Why we're bouncing. I think it's something to do with my
Heading to
flight
course.
control.
Heading 270. Set. Heading select.
Just watching those lines.
Monitor
There's
lights.
10,000. Landing lights come off, turn offs, taxi, wing, logo, no electronics. Start pitching for speed. Trim her out a little bit. She desperately wants to climb. Trying to get that speed. Let's go ahead and turn on LNAV.
LNAV on. LNAV.
And just following those lines. Alright, I'm content.
Autopilot engaged.
Autopilot all the way up to 13,000 feet. Very smooth, very smooth. Alright, after takeoff checklist. APU's off. The signs will leave on for
Heading to
now.
course.
Lights.
Heading 281. Check.
Radios, flaps. We're looking good. I'm gonna go ahead and just put on standard barometric pressure. And that way we can kind of, let's get on this side of the aircraft. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Look at those mountains. And the lighting, the haze. Ah, X-Plane 12. X-Plane 12. Get our tunes back on. just ripping out of Vancouver, huh? So I'm already planning the next stage of this world tour, but before we do that, let's get a little into learn a little bit about Vancouver. Take a look around. So, Vancouver is a bustling west coast seaport in British Columbia. Is among Canada's densest, most ethnically diverse cities. A popular filming location, it's surrounded by mountains and also has thriving art, theater, and music scenes. Vancouver Art Gallery is known for its works by regional artists, while the Museum of Anthropology houses preeminent Fish Nation collections. First Nations. Sorry. I'm not speaking well this morning. Let's take a look. I wanted to read about her in a minute. You can type. Wow. Wow, very pretty. Wow, the art gallery. When was this photo taken? That says Beanie Babies. Look at how old this photo is. Look at how old this is, like 90s. Wow. Huh. I was just reading a little bit of that in there. Ooh, we got a little vertigo looking out the window. I thought we were turning. What do you want, Brenda?
I am all ears.
Sir, should I bring you some coffee?
No.
1,000 to go.
Thanks, but no thanks.
Got you.
You'd probably try to put vodka in it. We can go ahead and turn the fasten seatbelt
VNAV path.
signs.
Auto throttle in speed mode.
Excellent. So, Vancouver, 662,000 people. Vancouverite. They're Pacific time. That does not do daylight savings. That's awesome. So Vancouver was part of the gold rush, logging, a mill. And then the Canadian Pacific Railway in 1880s.
Heading to course. Heading 305 selected.
Okay, I'm tired of Wikipedia. Let's look at Vancouver on maps. I want to see like the art museum and all that stuff. Not a big transit. Is it just a bus line? No, it's a train. Okay. That's the airport, I bet. So they have a few train lines. Great Canadian Casino, Vancouver. Oh God. It's a Hard Rock. Ew. Gross. Ooh, a suspension bridge. That's cool. Neat. Science World? I want to go to Science World. Hell yeah. They have a T-Rex. That's cool. Looks like my cat. Okay, it doesn't have photos of the inside. That's cool. Naval Museum. Ooh, that's what I'm talking about. Not a lot happening at the Naval Center. It's a cool view. Pretty cool view. Wow. Ah, the aquarium. I'm into aquariums. Turtle. Alright. Go away. Fuck. They don't actually have their own Apple store? Really? Oh, there's the art gallery. Dumplings. sure do like their Christmas lights, huh? It is a pretty house. Shit. There just doesn't seem to be like people on the street in any of these pictures or street views so far. Oh, the massive stadium. Oh, they have a dog park. Oh. I mean, it's good that they have a dog park. Yeah, that's nice. Apparently this is a park. I'm sure it's a nice place to live, for sure, but I don't know. Vancouver's not really sparking my interest. I'm not gonna lie. Whoa, if you're into really creepy clowns, you can get some there. Looks like just a bunch of junk. Cameras. Again, a bunch of junk. Yeah, none of those cameras are all that wild. It's just junk. Look at all this junk. I mean, that's tools and like workwear and stuff. That's good. But like, what is this? It's like the more you look at it, the less it makes sense. It's one of those pictures. Okay. Top 10 things Vancouver. The 15 best things to do in Vancouver 26. Cool. God damn it, stop doxing me. Whale tour. I'd go on a whale tour. For sure. Flyover in Vancouver. Oh, it's an amusement park. Oh. Wait, what? Oh, it's like you're seated and you go through... So it's just like an immersive ride. I guess. That's cool. I'd like to see an orca. Stanley Park, Granville Island, Vancouver Aquarium. Oh, what? The Aquabus? Neat. So you just like hop on, hop off? The Aquabus. Museum of Anthropology. I'd go. The public market. There are 3,200 pictures. No, thank you. Huh. Okay. Bike tour would be cool. And then seaplane tours, yeah. So, I mean, am I gonna go to Vancouver anytime soon? Probably not. Probably not. I'm sure it's a very lovely place to live. But to visit, I mean, meh. Check in on the flight. See where we are. Pull up Google Earth again. See where we're roughly flying over. We're somewhere over here. In British Columbia. Stop talking for a little bit. Stop talking about Vancouver, I guess. very mountainous, in case you didn't know.
Heading to course. Heading to course.
How annoying is that heading to course thing? Very.
Heading 300. Selected.
Let's check to see where we are.
Heading 300. Check. Flight level 380. Set. Flight level change. Auto throttle in thrust mode. $1,000 to go. Altitude hold engaged. Auto throttle in speed mode. VNav speed. Auto throttle idle. VNav alt. Auto throttle in speed mode. Heading to course. 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 Heading to course.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are getting closer to Anchorage. Wow, look at these clouds. Look at those clouds. We're getting closer to Anchorage, and we should probably start doing a little research. Start doing some flight planning, but also look up things to do in Anchorage. The Alaska Zoo. Wow, do they have a snow leopard? Or is that just a picture of it? No, they do have a snow leopard. Whoa. That is really, really rare. It's not that impressive of a zoo.
Heading to course.
It's a nice outdoor spot. What's with all this like minimalistic interior bullshit? Holy shit.
Heading to course.
Like, what a bland environment. Seriously. Not really doing it for me, I'm not gonna lie. Coffee bar. The downtown area is just very, I don't know, it must be different when it's covered in snow.
Heading to course. Heading to course.
Salt Lake City is just as beautiful, if not more. Yeah, Salt Lake City is just as beautiful. Oh yeah. Dive bar, dive bar.
Heading to course.
That cannot... Look at those ribs. Oh my god, how sad. How sad. Oh. That's a bummer.
Heading to course.
Food in Alaska looks like shit. Just saying. Oh, my cat has the zoomies. Anchorage just has to be a stop on the way. Alright, let's, what am I doing here? Navi drive. I need to look at you. Let's pull the weather for Anchorage. Okay. Variable winds, 4 knots, 10 mile visibility, scattered clouds, 6,500. Temperature 4, dew point -1, altimeter 3009. Okay, 3009. 3009. We are expecting runway 15. Is that what we really want, though? Yeah. So if we come in 15, we can exit Mike and then straight into the gate. So we'll try to hit Mike, wind our way through to right there. Because our spot I like to take November 4th.
Heading to course.
And that makes our taxi from Mike pretty easy. Good job, all. Excellent. Let's look at our arrival. We do have some waypoints that we have to hit. We're going over the neighborhood that we just looked at this way. So our first altitude constraint is Peters above 16,000. So you can see it there on the map. My cat's knocking something off in the other room.
Heading to course.
What time is it? 1:16 and Wednesday, April 29th here on the East Coast. And we are about to begin our descent into the Anchorage area. And we still got a little while. Cool and breezy in southern Appalachia. Cool and breezy. Very overcast. Quite overcast. Might need to turn some lights on, actually. I'm liking this chill jazz, by the way. I'm going to turn it up for myself a little bit. Before we start our descent, just, out of good faith, top 10 things Anchorage. The 15 best things to do in Anchorage of 26. Be right back.
Heading to course. Heading to course.
Sorry, my cat needed some assistance. Lots of wildlife to be seen. I'm sure there are tours. Glacier Day hike, scenic trails. Oh, the Alaskan Railroad. I would do the Alaskan Railroad for sure. Anchorage Museum, Conservation Center, Native Heritage Center. Yeah, okay.
Heading to course.
Wow. Very pretty. You need some binoculars. You need binoculars. Or if you have a good camera, I guess. I have, I've got a good camera, it's just it's a rangefinder. I'm not going to be taking pictures of any moose. I would do the train ride for sure. Starting to get a little distracted here. Yeah, we probably need to start our descent.
All ears.
Feel free to make an announcement now.
Yes.
Okay, she's going to put in the safety briefing. .c tab 118.3. Excellent. Peters, we need to cross Peters at 16,000. Above 16,000.
Vertical speed engaged.
See what 1,000 feet per minute
Minus
does for us.
1,000 feet per minute. Check. Heading to course.
Might get us in the area of Peters. Nope, let's go a little steeper.
Minus 1,300 feet per minute. Check.
Alright, let's try 1,500. And that might give us a
Minus
good,
1,500 feet per minute. Selected.
Again, it's just above, so we don't have to scream on down. Let's do our landing performance. Panic, runway 15. Go ahead and calculate our brakes here. Flaps 30, auto brakes to 2, and we will use the reversers. Excellent. Auto brakes to number 2. And remember, the APU is not available for us. I suppose we could try to light it when we're closer to the ground. Let's turn all of our lights on for the cabin crew. I'm going to go ahead and turn the fasten seatbelt signs on. You may still use your approved electronic devices.
Heading to course. Flight level 150. Check.
Here we go, into the soup.
Heading to course.
Shut up. Breaking through these clouds soon and have a nice arrival. A daytime arrival into Anchorage is really really nice. You have the mountains. Hopefully it's clear. Let's check the weather one more time. I don't know why I can't retain this information. Scattered
Heading
clouds,
to course.
6,500. So we should, ceiling of 12,000. So we'll break through it, I think. Scattered clouds, be able to see some mountains. Let's put our speed back to 280. Coming in a little
279
spicy.
knots. Check.
Little spicy. Can't tell if we're really slowing down that much. Let's go ahead and introduce a little bit of speed brake. Actually, all of it. Like the mismatch on this old aircraft, on the engine cowling here, how it's black. It's a mismatch that the painter decided to put on. I like it, and it's a very dirty aircraft. Well, I can't see it really right now. 280, speed brakes in and armed. There we go. Back on track.
Heading to course.
God. Our course is going to be 150.
Heading 155. Selected.
So we hit Limpy and then left over the neighborhoods. I'm sure they love that. But Doug will be 8,000 feet. Good. Oh, the water. Whoa, does Anchorage have a water airport? They have. That's what this is. Whoa. What would I look that up as? I'll look it up later. One of another flight simmer is on right now. Looks like they're flying the MD-11. Thought about maybe buying the MD-11. I'm not.
Heading to course.
I guess I'm just not that big into the cargo. I mean, does it really make a difference? It's about the airplane, but I'm just not like that big into cargo, and I don't know about the passenger variants. If that's included and stuff. Ah, now we're busting through the clouds. cool approach. And the lighting in X-Plane is something else.
Heading to course.
Thinking about maybe getting the A320, just to have that classic tolless A320 that I've heard such good things about, and do like short hauls, go back to the narrow body, because seriously all I've done since January is the 777, 100%, the 200 for sure, but recently the 300. I've probably put in 10, no, I'm trying to think of all the flights I've done in the 300. I kind of wanted to look at the geography a little bit here on the map. Where are we? Anchorage. I think we're descending over here. Chugach National Forest, Chugach. That's glacier. Those are glaciers. That's cool. Satellite imagery could be a little better, but I'd say it's quite patchy. Yeah, anyway. Let's jump back in the flight deck, see where we are. 18,000 feet. We want, let's check the weather one last time, since it was 45 minutes ago. 3009. Has not changed. Oh, there's some people on the ground. Altimeter 3009.
Heading to course.
3009. Alright, like every flight I've been doing in the 300 ER is, if I'm not rock solid on localizer, glide slope, speed, descent rate, and have two good PAPIs at 175 feet, if I don't meet that criteria, I go around. Nothing but perfection here, okay?
$1,000 to go.
Nice. So MAT is above 10,000. Let's go ahead and just put in 10,000.
Altitude 10,000 feet. Check.
B-Bell is above 8,000, so we're looking good. I'm almost done with my coffee from this morning. And it's, I'm gonna get on the ground in between shutting this stream down and starting the next journey. Gotta make some tea, some green tea.
Heading to course.
It's tea time and I'm a little chilled. Be right back. I had to tuck my cat in for her nap. No joke. I have to build her a blanket for it to nap in. Don't ask me how that started, but seriously, every day around, between 11 and 2, she's a little late for her nap today. I have to build her a blanket pillow for it. I have a special duvet just to do it. Like, I make my bed, I have my own duvet. I have an extra duvet to crumble up, make a little hole inside of it that she can fit in, and she's just in this little insulated bubble. But it's her napping spot. She'll be there for the next 4 hours. We'll be in Russia by the time she gets out of her nap. Doug is
Heading to course.
8,000.
Altitude 8,000 feet. Check.
We'll slow to 2.5. We'll slow to 210. We'll glide in here.
209 knots. Set.
And we can come in about 1,000 feet per minute.
Minus 1,000 feet per minute. Set.
As long as we hit Doug by 8,000, we're good. That's 10,000 feet. Signs are on. No electronic signs are on. And let's tell Brenda that we are landing soon.
How can I help you?
Prepare cabin. We are landing soon.
Gladly.
We'll switch over to CTAF. Ted Stevens, Air Canada 57 will be entering a left downwind for runway 15. Ted Stevens. What's flaps 1 speed? 1. Okay. Speed check flaps 1.
$1,000 to go.
Our next altitude is card at 3,000. Speed checked, flaps 5.
Heading to course.
A little nervous about how far. Oh, never mind. I see where we are. They're at the gate, and their FedEx is at the terminal. Their gate. That's our
Altitude hold
gate up
engaged.
there. Let's do speed 180.
179 knots. Selected.
Landing lights can come on, runway turn-off lights, taxi lights, logo, wing lights, and signs are on. I want to try to fire the APU now. See if it works. Probably won't. Alright, that's Doug.
Vertical
Let's
speed
get down
engaged.
to 3,000.
Altitude 3,000 feet. Check.
Flaps 15. We're going to fly.
Heading
this
select.
heading.
Heading 330.
There's
Selected.
no way we're gonna make that turn. Let's kill whatever the fuck this music is. I'm gonna turn up my sounds. What in the hell? You think we can land on that strip? No, I'm just kidding. It says the APU's on. APU running. Alright, let's go ahead and make our turn.
Heading 240. Check.
I don't know what's going on with these sounds. It's the air pressure from the APU making that sound. Weird. Definitely need oil on and oil filters on this next flight.
Localizer on. Heading 190. Selected. 1,000 to go.
Our approach speed
Localizer
is
engaged.
139. Jet even traffic, Air Canada 57 heavy with the localizer runway 15. Ted Stevens. While we are
Altitude hold engaged.
on our approach, I need to go grab some water very quickly. Glide slope.
Glide slope on.
Next altitude is 1600.
Altitude 1,600 feet. Set. Vertical speed engaged.
Speed 160.
159 knots. Set. Minus 700 feet per minute. Selected.
Gear down.
$1,000 to go.
Flaps 20.
$149 knots. Selected.
My throttles. Remember, if we don't have things perfect, 175, we're going around.
Altitude hold engaged.
Flaps full. Stevens traffic, Air Canada 57 heavy, 5 mile final, runway 15.
Monitor gear.
Gears down. Should hit the glide pretty quickly. And my aircraft.
Monitor gear. Glide slope capture.
Looking good.
Caution, terrain. 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 Caution, terrain.
Shut up.
Caution, terrain. Caution, terrain. Caution, terrain. Caution, terrain. Caution, terrain. Caution, terrain.
Oh my
Caution,
god.
Terrain.
I can't hear the
Caution,
call outs
terrain.
because of this.
Caution, terrain. Caution, terrain. Caution, terrain. Caution, terrain. Caution, terrain. Caution, terrain. Terrain, terrain. Hold up. Terrain, terrain. Hold up. Terrain, terrain. Hold up. Terrain, terrain. Hold up. Terrain, terrain. Hold up.
I can't hear the call
Terrain,
outs.
terrain. Hold up. Terrain, terrain. Hold up. Terrain, terrain. Hold up. Terrain, terrain. Hold up. Terrain, terrain.
30.
Hold up.
20, 10,
Damn it. Nose down gently. Put her down gently. Nice. Reversers. I didn't turn the cabin lights down. My bad. 80 knots. Reversers idle. Reversers stowed. Manual braking. Auto brakes off. Flaps up. Spoilers in and disarmed. APU start. Landing lights can come off. Strobe lights can come off. And our chronograph can stop. Flight director right and left. Autopilot disengage. We are going right there. Dead Stevens traffic, Air Canada 57 Heavy, clear of runway 15, taxiing to the gate. Alright, well, besides the obnoxious terrain call out on short final there, not being able to hear the other call outs, I'd say that wasn't too bad. I started flaring a bit early just because I couldn't hear until the 30-foot marker. Here on the East Coast. Gate November 4. November 4 is for us. So APU is running. So we're gonna do a replay and then we'll shut down the engines and everything afterwards, just to see if the issue's fixed. Oh, blew the front tire. Wouldn't you imagine that? We're way off, but whatever. Stupid front tire. Every flight, seriously, every flight I do, it blows. Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Anchorage, Alaska. The local time is, I have no idea. It's 2 o'clock on the East Coast. 2 o'clock on the East Coast. So, pretty good flight. Pretty good flight. Let's go ahead and hop off the network and do a replay. See what kind of landing we got here. See what kind we got. Yeah, it flared like 50 feet because I couldn't hear anything. Bit of a slammer. That tail was a little low, but very gently down to the ground, right on the center line, and a good reverse. Check that out again. Wasn't crazy hard. wasn't crazy hard. This is the tower view? Okay. Yeah, that tail. Let's look at that tail once again. The toothpaste livery of Air Canada. Not bad, not bad. But yeah, that could have, if I wasn't controlling the pitch, that could have been a potential tail strike. Well, guys, that'll leave it for this live stream and this leg of the journey. We are done with flight number 2 on this 36 world tour. I am going to edit these titles so people can chronologically follow along if they wish. But yeah, we will do one more replay here and call it a stream. And be sure to be subscribed, bell notification, all that good stuff so you know when I go live and you can join the journey from the beginning. Oh, that was almost a tail strike for sure. Oh, let's watch that again without the camera being funky. Yeah, it was that 50-foot flare. Holy shit, we almost smacked her down. That would have been bad. Alright guys, that'll be it for this stream. I will see you in the next one.